Hello everyone, welcome back to freepilotgroundschool.ca. This is the review lesson for radio and electronic theory. Let's talk about some different types of radio waves. So in the atmosphere, we have something called the ionosphere and just a high concentration of ions. So longer wave radio, so that's lower frequency. So we're talking about low frequency, medium frequency, and high frequency waves bounce off the ionosphere and just kind of go back and forth. And so they can propagate for very long distances. So back in the 60s or so, ham radios were kind of popular before we had the internet. Somebody with a ham radio setup could be sitting in Toronto talking to somebody in Australia because it's just a low frequency wave that just bounces off the ionosphere. VHF, so that's all our VORs and our comm radios. That's for line of sight only, and so it doesn't go around the curvature of the Earth. And you can feel free to insert some flat earth joke here because it's just silliness, but yeah, they won't, it's affected by the Earth's surface and will not curve around it. VOR equipment has a receiver, an OBS knob, a course deviation indicator, and a to from flag. The VOR is position sensitive, not heading sensitive, so it doesn't matter what heading you are going at a given position, your VOR will always read the same thing. To set up the VOR, you're going to select the frequency. You're going to set the OBS to the radial that you want to intercept, and then you're going to turn 30, 45, 90 degrees to intercept that radial. Remember that the ADF is heading sensitive, not position sensitive, and the bearing to station is the magnetic heading plus the relative bearing. GPS uses triangulation from satellites. Typically, the function that's common to all GPSs, they have a direct to function. You hit the D with the arrow through it, and then select the airport that you want to go to, hit enter, and it will tell you what course to fly to that airport. Lastly, the ELT transmits on 121.5 and or 406 megahertz, depending on the model. VHF direction finding service is available from ATC when within VHF range. The transponder codes 7500 for hijack, 7600 comm failure, or 7700 for emergency. That concludes the lesson on radio and electronic theory. We're almost done this ground school. We've got a bit of human factors to get through. We'll see you in our next lesson.